Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy DJ GottiWxrld. I'm just doing a random disclaimer that everything that I talk about in this video was recorded right after the Cowboys game. So a lot of stuff that I talk about, that Buffalo Bills game didn't even happen yet. Y'all watching this, we stomped them boys out like I kind of predicted. A lot of things that I talked about actually happened. And yeah, just watch the video. Here go my take, you feel me? Fuck with me.
Fly is a son of a gun, let's get this money. Kill them like they did Sonny. Paid them for, never bum me. Shit on my competition, I give them run for their money. They mumbling, I tell these niggas wrap it up, I call them mummies. They dead, in my eyes I see red, favorite color bloodshed.
What's up, man? It's your boy DJ GottiWxrld, and I'm here with another video. Today, obviously, I'm going to talk about my Baltimore Ravens. If you are new to my channel, please like, subscribe, share to a friend. Whatever it is that the YouTubers be telling y'all to do, make sure y'all do the same on my channel. I got a message for all you Baltimore Ravens fans, in particular the new fans. Today I'm going to be talking about a trending topic, whether John Harbaugh should be fired. I'm going to address a couple of things in regards to that, and I'm going to address how I feel about our fan base. By the end of this video, I will put a prediction of where I do see the Ravens by the end of this season. Stick around to hear my take on that, but let's jump right on in. I want to start by giving you guys a rundown of my history as a Ravens fan. Growing up, I was a die-hard Ravens fan. I'm talking about I watched every single game, week in, week out. As a youngin', I'm not embarrassed to tell y'all this, but I used to cry tears every time the Ravens lost. It's laughable now because I just remember being like 4 years old, 5 years old, all the way up to like 7 years old, and I would cry. Like a simple week 1 game or week 2 game, I would cry when the Ravens lost. Now, my father, he is a Ravens fan, but he also found joy in antagonizing me, teasing me. I'm not really sure if his fandom of the Ravens is as strong as I am, if he's as passionate about the team as I was. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like I said, I would cry. I would be wanting to fight people if they talk bad about my Ravens. And that's just how I was as a kid. Of course, I matured over the years, and I learned that I cannot allow that passion to resort in any sort of violence. But that's just how I am. That's how I feel about my Baltimore Ravens. I've been in just about every game you could think of, you know, the Monday nights, the Thursday nights, you name it. I've been to those kind of games. Only thing I haven't been to is a playoff game yet, and I haven't been to a Ravens and Steelers game, which is definitely going to be on my bucket list in the near future. Even when I was in high school, I participated in a halftime competition that was during the Ravens game, and that was in 2012. Not to mention, I used to work at the Ravens Stadium when I used to do security on the field, right by the service area where the players come in and out of the tunnels and things like that. But I think you guys kind of get the message. I've been around the Ravens pretty much my whole life, cheered them on. They're a part of me. It's in my blood. I bleed purple. But lately, I've been feeling a kind of way about our fan base in regards to the new fans. The new fans that pretty much came post Lamar Jackson. I'm not talking about you guys who was around during the hard days, like when we had Kyle Bowler. I'm talking about the people who just started cheering for the team once Lamar Jackson became MVP, or even once he got to the team in general. See, my problem with our fan base now is that anytime we have a slight bad game or even just a loss, we have a public outcry that we always overreacting, and we calling for either Coach Harbaugh's job or one of the coordinators, whether it be offense or defense, or a player needs to be cut. Like, we got to stop with that. For all you new fans who do that, I want you guys to understand. We as Ravens fans know that the Ravens always play to our competition, no matter how good or how bad. Prime example, we played New England, that undefeated team years and years ago. We played against them. We almost beat them. Then we turned around the following week and played the Miami Dolphins, who were winless, and we gave them their first win. That has always been in our DNA to play to the level of our competition. Anybody that was a true fan that watched us and cheered the Ravens during the days when we had like Brian Billick and Kyle Bowler, or any of the OGs that played like Chris McAllister, Peter Boulware, Sir Goose, every Ray Lewis, of course. Anybody that has watched in those times, we understand that like we don't overreact to a loss or anything that the Ravens do when it negatively impacts the team. The culture with the Ravens is like a winning culture. The real fans understand that the only thing that matters is how we play down the stretch and towards the end of the season. We could start out 7-6, but those rest of those last games, if those games play hard-nosed, strong, and we get into the playoffs, we know we go into the playoffs with momentum. And that's what football really is all about. Who can get momentum at the right time leading into the playoffs. Not to speak on any other team, but you've seen the Philadelphia Eagles last year. They had won a lot of games early, and then that momentum going straight into the playoffs, they lost like 7 out of 8 games or something kind of crazy like that. And they just spiraled out of control. Whereas the Ravens, I'd rather us come in, have our struggles early. The fake fans are going to panic like they normally do. And then, we get a little momentum going down the stretch, down into the playoffs. We might take one loss down the stretch here or there, or have a close game that was too close for comfort. But at the end of the day, we want to come out with the wins when they really matter, which is the games in November, December, and January. And then we try and get to the Super Bowl in February. Everybody's been calling for John Harbaugh's job. I'm here to defend John Harbaugh and say, no, he is a great coach. He is probably one of the best coaches in the league. Whether you guys see it or not, he is perfect for the Baltimore Ravens. I get it. John Harbaugh isn't like a offensive guru or defensive guru or play calling guru or anything like that. I mean, honestly, when he got hired, I was kind of skeptical because he was known as a special teams guy. Now, special teams is not the most glamorous phase in football, but it is very, very important and very detailed. And most people wouldn't know that unless you play football. You only practice special teams one day out the week, but it's the most detailed part of the week where you really cross your T's, dot your I's, make sure there's no mistakes, everybody be where you're supposed to be at, and things like that. By him having that experience as a special teams guy, I think that translates over to the overall team, where he focused on making sure we minimize mistakes. We are always in the right place on the right time, clock management and things like that. Just what he does in the locker room, or just the preparation of the Baltimore Ravens, he makes sure that we're ready come game time. Now, granted, he's not Andy Reid. He's not out there schematically putting plays together and putting drives together or putting players in position to score and things like that. But I think he is a great delegator. He is one of the best delegators to ever, let me not say ever, but he is one of the best delegators in the league today. He always finds the right coach at the right time. Whether they last long or not, that's, I think all coaches have their time where they come and go. And But let's be honest, he's had a lot of coordinators that have come, done well, and then went on to have other jobs. And that could be a testament to the players or just the system or the culture that he has brought here. Not only that, he is one of the longest tenured coaches in the league. You got to have respect of that. And then another thing that stands out to me is that the players echo his greatness. It's not like some of these other teams where you have players that are disgruntled. They're in the media talking about how they feel like they are not being put in position to win and things like that. Odell Beckham comes into the team, and I know he might just be happy to be on the team, but he's not the first to have come in and say, you're running a first-class organization. Like, the way you run this operation is unlike no other. And I think there's truth to that. The Ravens do come prepared. And at the end of the day, whether they play to the level of their competition or not, they're competing. So again, I'm just going to just keep it 100 with you guys. Please, please, let Coach Harbaugh do what he does. I mean, I get it. Week one, we lost to the Chiefs. I know we want to get that game, but it's only week one. It's not the Super Bowl. It's not the AFC Championship game no more. Like, it's a whole new season. We're going to have a lot of new things that we got to work on as a team. And I think the Ravens are ironing those things out. And as far as the loss to the Raiders, it happens. But I don't think that all falls down on John Harbaugh. I will say this, though. There are some things that I don't like about John Harbaugh, but I don't think it's enough for the Ravens to go fire a coach who has, year after year, the Ravens have progressed and gotten better and better. I mean, you really think, even with the turnover, as far as players that don't return, we still always plug and play, and we find new young talent to replace previous players. I mean, just look at the team we had when Lamar won MVP the first time versus the team that he has now when he won the MVP last year. A whole lot of new players, a whole lot of new people that's in the mix, but yet I feel like the team is better. My message to the new Ravens fans, just relax, please. Relax. I know some of you guys are used to cheering for third tier organizations, but here with the Baltimore Ravens, we're used to winning. It's a winning culture. We understand that the way we win is not always going to be pretty. We're not going to go out there and put up mad numbers and, stomp teams out. Honestly, we did that last year and we still didn't win. So, but we do got to acknowledge the fact that we've gotten better year after year. You don't win the Super Bowl in week 1, week 2, week 3. But these are the weeks where we work on some of our mistakes and we get better for week 17 leading into the playoffs. And we'll be all right, man. Y'all just got to relax. Like, stop calling for somebody's job. I don't think the Ravens would even be better if they was to fire our head coach. And then you'll be looking for somebody to step in and implement something or really running the same system, because now you're going to be asking someone else to run his system. So like mid-season changes don't never really benefit a team, unless you're really, really losing. And at the end of the day, the Ravens are not a losing team. Like, we lost 2 games. One of them that was a 50-50 game. The Chiefs, that game could have went either way. The Raiders, we shouldn't have lost. But we turned around and we beat the Cowboys like we were supposed to. It wasn't pretty down the stretch towards that fourth quarter, but at the end of the day, we got the win, and that's all that matters. I like how we came out strong. We fixed a lot of those mistakes that we had from the previous weeks. But going forward, we should be feeling optimistic about what the Ravens can do. The defense showed up. I feel like even Kyle Hamilton played a lot better. He seemed like he's settling into Zach Orr's version of our defense, because we got a new coordinator. So there's going to be adjustments along the way, but I think we'll be just fine. Here's my prediction for the Ravens. Last year, you guys seen that we stomped out a lot of teams, a lot of good teams that were playoff caliber teams. We stomped a lot of them out. I think, and we still didn't win, by the way. This year, considering we have a new offensive line, it's going to be a little bit of struggle there, adjustment. New defensive coordinator, like I spoke about, but I think that adjustment is starting to, fix itself. You got new players in the fold, so I think the Ravens may not be as dominant as we was last year, even though we do have the addition of Derrick Henry. I think there is still going to be some kind of rough patch with our offense, trying to get Lamar to just play probably more under the center, because I think that's the best way to get this offense flowing. But we will be okay. We're going to be okay. I think we'll actually probably have a better outcome to our season this year than we did last year. We were more dominant last year, but, I think this team will be a better team with the result. The result will show. I think we can win the Super Bowl this year. I think it really will come down to Derrick Henry, and we got to run that ball. If we don't run that ball, we don't win nothing. And it showed in the AFC Championship game. We didn't run the ball, we don't win. We played sufficient enough defense. I think our defense will probably be a little bit better this year. Even though I do miss our edge rushers, but I think the Ravens will address their offensive line issues. They may bring a veteran in, and I think they already started to address that defensive end, just to put more depth on that defensive line. But the Ravens, man, I think the Ravens can win the Super Bowl this year. And I'm only being realistic, not speaking from a fan perspective. We can win that Super Bowl this year. The Ravens are trending in the right direction. They've gotten better year after year after year. I think this is just a year that we may struggle because we lost a lot of pieces, but we plug and play, bro. Once we get in that playoffs, think about it. All you gotta do is get to the playoffs. And now from that point going forward, you feel like you can just beat anybody one game at a time. And that's how we play football. But like I said, my new Ravens fans, all you, the ones who were cheering for the Jets or whatever other team, people who were cheering for Buccaneers or Chargers, Patriots or Colts, or you people who was cheering for any other team before we got Lamar Jackson, just relax. And it's cool. I welcome y'all. I do welcome y'all. I actually took one of my guys. I ain't gonna say I took him. He paid for his own ticket. But me and one of my guys who never been to any professional game, he went to his first game. It was the Ravens. And now, I'm stamping him. He's a Ravens fan. He's stamped in my book. I embrace y'all, but I'm just saying, like, relax. But that's all I got for you guys. Shout out to my boys. Who we got? Buffalo this week. Sunday night football. I might be at the game. If you see me there, show love. If you need a DJ, hit me up, bro. I got content on my page. You can check me out as far as my DJing content. I think I'm stamped enough. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep putting content out for you guys. But appreciate everybody who tapped in with me. And it's all love. And I'm out.
We the new good fellas, no bullshit. We the new good fellas, no bullshit. We the new good fellas, no bullshit. I bang on the motherfucker. Oh.